When you sit down to create something amazing, the last thing you want is a fight with the software. You have ideas. You want to bring them to life. If the tools are confusing, your creativity gets stuck. This is why easy navigation is so important. Think of it like a well-organized workshop. All your tools are exactly where you expect them to be. You can grab what you need without thinking. This lets you focus on your project, not on hunting for buttons or menus. Good design software should feel like an extension of your hand, helping you, not hindering you. Mastering how to move around in your design tool, like Canva, can make a huge difference. It's like learning the layout of a new city. At first, you might need a map for everything, but soon you know the shortcuts. You know the main streets. You get where you want to go quickly and without stress. Knowing your way around the user interface or UI means less frustration. It means more time spent actually designing. This essay will help you learn some simple tricks to navigate like a pro, making your design process smoother and much more enjoyable. We often underestimate how much mental energy goes into figuring out software. Every time you pause to search for a feature, your creative flow is interrupted. These small interruptions add up. They can turn a fun project into a chore. By learning a few key navigation techniques, you reduce this mental load. You make the software work for you, not the other way around. This is especially true for tools packed with features, where finding your way can seem daunting. But it doesn't have to be. A few simple shortcuts can transform your experience. This guide will focus on making your interaction with design interfaces, specifically thinking about experiences like Canva, much more efficient. We'll look at how to use your keyboard to move around. We'll explore important parts of the screen and how to get to them quickly. The goal is simple, to help you spend less time clicking around aimlessly and more time creating beautiful designs. Think of these tips as your secret map to becoming a faster, happier designer. Let's get started on making navigation an afterthought, so your creativity can take center stage. At the top of many design applications, or perhaps along one side, you'll find a set of main navigation buttons. These aren't just random icons, they are your primary controls. Think of them as the main dashboard in your car. They provide access to document-level options. This means they affect your entire project or file. For example, you might find buttons for File, Edit, View, or specific project settings. These are the big picture controls. Understanding what these buttons do is the first step to feeling in control of the software. They are your starting point for many important actions. These main navigation buttons are crucial because they organize the most fundamental functions. Imagine trying to save your work or undo a mistake without knowing where these options live. It would be chaotic. Software designers place these options in a consistent, accessible location so you can quickly manage your document. These buttons might let you create a new design, open an existing one, save your progress, or export your final masterpiece. They are the gatekeepers to the core operations of your design file. Learning their general purpose helps you anticipate where to look for specific commands, making you more efficient. The options available under these main navigation buttons are usually broad. They deal with the file as a whole, rather than specific elements within your design. For instance, under a File button, you might find Save, Save as, Print or Share. An Edit button might offer Undo, Redo, Copy and Paste at a document level. These are actions that impact the entire canvas or project settings, rather than just changing the color of a single shape. Recognizing that these buttons handle overarching tasks helps you build a mental model of how the software is structured, which is key to smooth navigation. When you first open a design tool, take a moment to look at these main navigation buttons. Hover over them if tooltips are available. Click on them to see what menus they reveal. Don't be afraid to explore. This initial exploration will pay off later. Knowing that document-level options are grouped here saves you from searching aimlessly through other parts of the interface when you need to perform a fundamental action. It's about understanding the hierarchy of commands. These main buttons are at the top of that hierarchy, providing essential control over your entire design project. Once you've identified the main navigation buttons, you need an efficient way to move between them. Clicking each one with your mouse works, but it's not always the fastest method. This is where your keyboard's arrow keys come into play. Many user interfaces allow you to navigate between these main buttons using the left and right arrow keys. Imagine them as stepping stones. Press the right arrow and you move to the button on the right. Press the left arrow and you move to the button on the left. This is a simple yet powerful way to browse your options without lifting your hand from the keyboard. Using arrow keys for navigation keeps your workflow smooth. Constantly switching between keyboard and mouse can be disruptive. It breaks your concentration. By using the arrow keys, you can stay focused on the task at hand. Once you've highlighted the button you want using the arrow keys, you don't need to reach for the mouse to click it. Typically, you can activate the selected button simply by pressing the Enter key. This combination arrow keys to select, Enter to activate is a fundamental keyboard navigation skill. It's like channel surfing with your remote, but for software features. This method of navigation is particularly useful when you know the general area of the command you need. For example, if you know you want to access a view menu, and it's a few buttons over from your current selection, a few quick taps on the arrow key, and an Enter press can get you there faster than carefully positioning your mouse cursor. It might seem like a small time saver, but these seconds add up over a long design session. It also reduces physical strain from excessive mouse use. Think of it as taking the scenic route on foot versus quick steps. Practice using the arrow keys to move between main navigation buttons. See how quickly you can select and open different menus. This skill isn't just for main menus, it often applies to other parts of an interface, like dialog boxes with multiple buttons. OK, cancel, apply. The more comfortable you become with keyboard navigation, the more fluid your interaction with the software will be. It's about making the interface adapt to your speed, not the other way around. Soon, using arrow keys and Enter will become second nature, allowing you to navigate effortlessly. Sometimes, you just want to get straight to the heart of your design, the canvas. The canvas is where you place your text, images, and shapes. It's where your creation comes to life. Clicking through menus or navigating past side panels can take time, especially if you've been working in a different part of the interface. This is where a fantastic keyboard shortcut comes in handy. Ctrl plus F2 or CMD plus F2 on a Mac. This specific shortcut is designed to do one thing: take you directly to the canvas area of the interface. No detours, no extra clicks. Imagine you've just opened a file, or you've been adjusting settings in a deep menu. Your focus is now shifting to the actual design elements. Instead of manually clicking back to the main work area, the Ctrl plus F2 shortcut acts like a teleporter. It instantly shifts the program's focus to the canvas. This is incredibly useful for designers who want to maintain a fast-paced workflow. It minimizes the interruption between thinking about a design change and actually making it. It's all about immediate access to your primary workspace, empowering you to act on your creative impulses without delay. The beauty of shortcuts like Ctrl plus F2 lies in their directness. User interfaces can be complex, with many different sections and panels competing for your attention. This shortcut cuts through the clutter. It acknowledges that the canvas is often the most important part of a design application. By providing a dedicated shortcut to reach it, software developers are helping users save precious seconds, which, as we know, add up. This is particularly beneficial for users who rely heavily on keyboard input, or those who want to reduce their mouse usage for ergonomic reasons. Make it a habit to use Ctrl plus F2 when you need to jump to your canvas. It might feel a little strange at first if you're used to clicking, but the efficiency gain is worth it. Test it out. Open a design, navigate to a menu, and then press Ctrl plus F2. See how quickly you're back in the main design area, ready to work. This is one of those small changes in habit that can have a big impact on your overall productivity and reduce the friction of interacting with the software. It's like having a personal assistant who clears the path directly to your workbench. Section 5. Your toolkit on display. The vital role of the side panel. Most modern design applications, including tools like Canva, feature a side panel. This isn't just a random strip of screen space, it's a crucial component of the user interface. Typically, the side panel is where you'll find your creative assets, tools, and element-specific properties. Think of it as your digital toolbox, neatly organized and readily accessible. It might contain libraries of templates, photos, icons, text styles, or tools for drawing and editing. Its location, usually to the left or right of the main canvas, is strategic. It keeps these options visible without cluttering your primary design area. The side panel's purpose is to provide context-sensitive options and resources. When you select an element on your canvas, the side panel might update to show you formatting options for that specific element, like font choices for text or color adjustments for an image. This dynamic nature makes it incredibly powerful. It means the tools you need most are often presented to you automatically, based on what you're working on. This reduces the need to hunt through extensive menus. It's designed to be intuitive, anticipating your needs as you design. Understanding how to interact with the side panel is key to efficient design. You'll often be switching between the canvas, where you arrange elements, and the side panel, where you find or modify those elements. Knowing that this panel houses your primary creative inputs allows you to develop a smooth workflow. For example, you might select a placeholder on your canvas, then look to the side panel to choose a new image or icon to insert. This back and forth becomes much smoother once you understand the distinct roles of these two areas. The side panel helps keep your main workspace, the canvas, relatively clean. By consolidating tools and assets into a dedicated area, the interface avoids overwhelming you with too many options directly on your design. This separation of concerns, creation space versus tool space, is a common and effective design pattern. Learn to glance at the side panel regularly. See how it changes when you select different items. Explore its tabs and sections. The more familiar you are with its contents and behavior, the faster you'll be able to find what you need and apply it to your design. Section 6. The stage for your creativity. Getting to know the canvas. The canvas is, without a doubt, the heart of any design application. It's the main stage where all your creative work takes place. This is where you arrange your text, place your images, draw your shapes, and see your design come together. Think of it as the artist's literal canvas, the photographer's viewfinder, or the architect's drafting table. All other parts of the user interface, the menus, the side panels, the toolbars, exist primarily to support the work you do on the canvas. It is your primary area of focus and interaction when you're actively designing. Because the canvas is so central, being able to access and manipulate it efficiently is paramount. This is why shortcuts like Ctrl+F2, which jumps you directly to the canvas, are so valuable. When you're in the zone, immersed in the creative process, you want your interactions with the canvas to be as seamless as possible. You'll be dragging elements, resizing them, rotating them, and layering them. All these actions happen directly on the canvas. It's the interactive space where your ideas take visual form, evolving with every click and drag. The canvas isn't just a passive display area. It's an active workspace. Good design software provides clear visual cues on the canvas, like selection borders, alignment guides, and rulers, to help you work precisely. Understanding how to use these aids in conjunction with the tools from the side panel allows you to craft professional-looking designs. The canvas is where you experiment, where you make mistakes, and where you ultimately achieve your design goals. It should feel responsive and intuitive, allowing you to translate your vision into reality with minimal friction. Effectively managing your view of the canvas is also important. You'll often need to zoom in to work on fine details or zoom out to see the overall composition. Most design tools offer easy ways to do this, often with keyboard shortcuts or mouse wheel controls. Being comfortable with navigating not just the canvas, but the canvas itself, is essential for a productive design session. Treat the canvas as your primary environment. The more comfortable you are operating within it, the more fluid and enjoyable your design process will become. It's your creative playground. Section 7. Bypassing the queue. The Smart Skip navigation feature. In complex web pages and applications, you often encounter a series of navigation links or buttons at the top or side of the screen. While these are essential for general navigation, sometimes users who rely on keyboard navigation or screen readers want to get directly to the main content without tabbing through every single navigation item. This is where a skip navigation link or feature comes into play. You might see text like skip navigation, or a button that, when activated, jumps your focus past the header or menu sections straight to the primary content area, which in a design tool is often the canvas or main workspace. The purpose of the skip navigation feature is accessibility and efficiency. For users navigating with a keyboard, repeatedly pressing the tab key to get through a long list of links can be tedious and time-consuming. A skip navigation link, usually one of the first items focusable on a page, allows these users to bypass this repetitive process with a single action. It's like an express lane at the supermarket. You get to your destination much faster if you don't need to stop at every aisle. This is a hallmark of good, inclusive design. While the research note mentions skip navigation, indicating its presence as a concept, in the context of a rich desktop-like application such as Canva, this idea is often implemented through direct shortcuts like Ctrl+F2 to skip to canvas. The underlying principle is the same, providing a quick way to bypass introductory or repetitive navigational elements and get to the core task area. Whether it's a visible link or a keyboard shortcut, The goal is to reduce effort and save time for the user, particularly those who may find extensive navigation challenging. This feature, or its equivalents like dedicated shortcuts, demonstrates a user-centered approach to interface design. It acknowledges that not all users interact with software in the same way, and that providing alternative paths can significantly improve the experience for many. For power users too, skipping repetitive steps is always a welcome efficiency. So, look out for these kinds of features, or learn the equivalent shortcuts. They are designed to make your journey through the interface quicker and more direct, allowing you to focus on what you actually want to accomplish, rather than on the mechanics of navigation. Section 8. Orchestrating your workflow, how shortcuts create harmony. Now that we've explored individual elements like main navigation buttons, arrow key navigation, the Ctrl plus F2 shortcut, the side panel, the canvas, and the skip navigation concept, let's consider how they all work together. Mastering these tools isn't just about learning isolated tricks. It's about orchestrating a smoother, more harmonious workflow. When you can effortlessly move between menus, jump to your canvas, and access your tools quickly, you reduce friction. This means your creative energy is spent on designing, not on fighting with the interface. Each shortcut learned is like a well-rehearsed note in a symphony. Imagine you need to add a new icon to your design. You might use arrow keys to navigate the main menu to find an insert option, or you might directly go to the side panel if you know icons are stored there. Once the icon is on your canvas, perhaps after using Ctrl plus F2 to ensure the canvas is active, you might select it and then use the side panel again to change its color or size. Throughout this process, quick navigation prevents those micro-frustrations that can disrupt your creative flow. It's about seamless transitions between different modes of operation. The cumulative effect of using these navigation aids is significant. Saving a few seconds here and there might not seem like much, but over hours of design work, it adds up to a substantial amount of time and mental energy preserved. More importantly, it keeps you in a state of flow, where you are fully immersed and productive. Interruptions, even small ones caused by clunky navigation, can break this state, making it harder to get back to your creative peak. Efficient navigation acts as a guardian of your focus, helping you stay in that productive zone for longer. Therefore, take the time to integrate these shortcuts and navigation techniques into your regular habits. Initially, it might require conscious effort. You might need to remind yourself to use Ctrl plus F2 instead of clicking, or to try the arrow keys before reaching for the mouse. But with a little practice, these actions will become automatic. They will become an extension of your intent, allowing you to move through the design software with grace and speed. This mastery transforms the software from a mere tool into a true partner in your creative endeavors, supporting your process every step of the way. Section 9. Conclusion. Designing smarter, not harder, with efficient navigation. Mastering the navigation of your design software like Canva is fundamentally about working smarter, not just harder. By understanding and utilizing features like main navigation buttons, arrow key navigation, direct shortcuts such as Ctrl plus F2, and appreciating the roles of the side panel and canvas, you streamline your entire design process. These are not just minor conveniences. They are essential tools for enhancing your productivity and reducing frustration. When you can move around the interface effortlessly, you free up valuable mental bandwidth that can be dedicated to what truly matters, your creative vision. The benefits of efficient navigation are manifold. You save time, which is always a precious commodity. You reduce the physical strain associated with excessive mouse clicking and dragging. Perhaps most importantly, you maintain your creative momentum. Every moment spent fumbling with the interface is a moment your ideas could be fading or your enthusiasm waning. Smooth navigation keeps you engaged, focused, and in control. It transforms your interaction with the software from a potential obstacle course into a clear path towards achieving your design goals. Think of these navigation skills as an investment. The small amount of time you spend learning and practicing them now will pay dividends in every future project you undertake. Whether you're a professional designer working on tight deadlines or a hobbyist creating for pleasure, the ability to navigate your tools with ease will make the experience more enjoyable and the outcomes more polished. Simple language and clear paths, like the ones provided by good UI design, and your knowledge of how to use it, make all the difference. Don't let the software get in your way. Make it work for you. So, embrace these shortcuts and techniques. Make them a part of your design muscle memory. Explore your design tools with a curious mind, always looking for more efficient ways to accomplish your tasks. The developers of these tools often include these features specifically to help you. By using them, you're not just becoming a faster user, you're becoming a more effective and happier designer. Let your creativity flow unhindered by navigational hurdles, and watch as your ability to bring your visions to life expands. Design smarter, and let your tools amplify your talent.